Welcome or welcome back to the channel. A few days ago, I made a video comparing Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves from the point of view of someone who played both games for a decently long time. However, it seems my video got a lot of people riled up in the comment section because their favorite game was quote-unquote getting bashed by me, despite most of my video being based on literally just simple facts and direct, objective comparisons. So let's check out these comments together and respond to them one by one. Here we go. First comment I want to respond to is this one. And aside from a few questionable lines, their arguments are actually semi-decent. Starting with,
why are you calling Traveler as Jesus when it's Rover that is literal embodiment of Messiah that will save the world?
That is a very good question. You see, the reason I pointed it out for Traveler but not for Rover is literally because I didn't feel like Jesus at all while playing as Rover. I just felt like a guy who's trying their best to help out because that's all they can do in exchange for Jinzo's very kind treatment to you, which is the very first nation you stop by the way. And they only do that because you are suspected to be the prophesized one. They take you in, treat you well, give you a place to stay, assist you in finding out about your mysterious power. They feel like you belong with them, and assisting them feels like a natural thing to do. Whereas in Genshin Impact, Traveler isn't expected to arrive in Mondstadt, they just do so in an attempt to look for the lost sibling, which no one in Mondstadt assists them with. Like, Traveler doesn't even attempt to mention the unknown god to anyone. No one at all, except Paimon at the start of the game. Like, why? Just in Mondstadt, they could have learned so much if they just asked Lisa, who, as a mage and Sumeru Academia's most distinguished graduate in 200 years, is bound to know something, let alone the Archons, who are bound to know the retainer of Heavenly Principles personally. Anyways, back on track. Traveler is never assisted by Mondstadt, nor do they treat them in any special way, so they have no connection with the land or its people, nor any reason to assist with the Dvalian problem. So when they do assist, it just comes off as, because you're the protagonist of the story, you gotta help these people even though you gain nothing from doing so. That is why I refer to Traveler as Jesus and not Rover, because Rover's help is done for personal gain as well as being the prophesized hero, while Traveler is just doing it because who the fuck knows?
Hey, Traveler! Your sibling is kidnapped and might possibly be in grave danger.
Shut up, Paimon. I am getting my glider permit. Woohoo!
But Traveler, they might die!
Holy shit, is that a fucking dragon?
Next comment. This one is all over the place. Firstly, 3 5 stars are always a plus, regardless of what game we're talking about. The story of Wuthering Waves is fine and is much better than what Genshin Impact had up until this point in its lifetime. Not only that, if you don't like the story that much, it's completely skippable. You don't even have to sit through hours of dialogue like in Genshin Impact, you can just skip. Speaking of space on PC...
Stupid!
Really? It's pretty funny that you mentioned the community because you're talking about this community. Yeah, very caring indeed. Next comment we got,
I've played both games, but you are just a Wuwa fanboy. Acknowledge beauty of both games and both mechanics.
First off, I never said Genshin was a bad game. The very fact that we're comparing Wuthering Waves and Genshin means that they're both good enough to be actually compared. And I did say at the start of the video that I used to play Genshin Impact a lot, so don't come at me saying I don't appreciate both games. I do. But that doesn't mean that I won't give credit when it's due. Genshin's combat is worse than Wuthering Waves. Anyone with even a single brain cell can see that. Elemental reactions aren't a skill ceiling, they're literally the system that enables brain-dead plays like freezing everything and spamming Hyperbloom. Wuthering Waves' combat system is by no means the same thing. Unlike Genshin, you cannot spam attack and skills expecting to out-DPS the mobs. You have to dodge and parry, which requires precise timing and skill to do so. Something which is further enhanced by the enemy's movesets, which keep you on your toes at all times. Next comment, and this one just pisses me off. Oh boy, I hope you're ready for this one because I sure am. Neither Dvalin nor the Fountain Drowning Prophecy were threats to humanity. They were both city-scale disasters, nothing more, nothing less. Unless bro was talking about the all-devouring Norwell, in which case, sure, it is a world-ending threat if left unchecked, but considering we got it with just Nuvilet's help, means that it would have been utterly destroyed by the other powerful entities in Tivat had it made it out. Especially considering that Fountain is right below where Snezhnaya would be, meaning that the instant this thing comes out, it'll have to deal with all the Fatui Harbingers and the Tsaita, which definitely won't end well for it. Next, bro makes the same points as the first comments and outright lies about when the traveler meets their sibling, which happens after the very end of the Liyue questline, as the quest doesn't even unlock until you've already finished the Liyue questline, which is the second arc of the main story, not the first. You know you're fucked in the head when you have to straight up lie to defend the game online. Elemental reactions are brought up again, then they attempt to downplay the skill required to perfect dodge and parry in Wuthering Waves, which is just pity at this point. They insult me for no reason. Yeah, running and climbing takes stamina, just like IRL. Just similar to how we can bend the laws of physics, cutting holes to reality on a whim, etc, etc in real life. You see this guy? Yeah, he might be the god of the wind, but he cannot run faster than this broke astrologer. Oh, and this lady right here? She might be the goddess of lightning, but she can only run and climb at the same speed as this perfectly normal human. Anyways, next they start babbling about gacha rates, which no matter how you put it, are much better in Wuthering Waves. There's just no arguing that, it's an objective fact. Then they brought up the free 5 stars, and they seem confused here because despite me clearly stating why you got each one, they still didn't understand. So let me reiterate. If you were playing since launch and gotten all the free currency, done the first part of the main quest, and small side events that gave currency, your account will look something like this. This is directly spoken from my perspective and my account, and I will tell you exactly where I got all these 5 stars. The first 5 star I got was from the beginner banner, and it was Jianshin. Next was Calcharo from the second beginner banner, which allows you to pick which 5 star you can get. Next, they gave away the free 5 star selector ticket, from which I obtained Verina, and Xiang Liao, who was given out for free in the last event. All of these were obtained without me using Asterites, which is Wuthering Waves' equivalent of Primogems. Now, with all the free Asterites and limited banner currency that were given out in this brief period, you will have enough to hit max pity on limited banners once, meaning that you can get from 2 limited 5 stars to 1 limited 5 star and 1 non-limited 5 star if you lose the 50-50. I wasn't as fortunate and lost the 50-50 to the second copy of Jianshin, but in the end, I was still able to afford Jinsei, who is a limited 5 star character. Anyways, moving on. They complain about Wuthering Waves' performance on potato devices, and to that I say,
fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here. Stuff occurred my ass, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all niggas ain't do shit, man.
because what kind of argument is that? The devs make a game and tell you, hey, we're offering you this game, but you'll need to have these specific requirements to play it properly. So you go and put the game on a microwave and expect it to run great? Sure, high system requirements aren't great for those who can't afford big setups, but I only have a 575 USD PC setup and it's running the game decently enough even with all the settings on the highest quality. Finally, bro calls me a liar despite themselves having lied in the same comment. Man, I can't with these people. Now that I think about it, this massive dump encompasses what every other negative comment tries to argue against my points in the video, which proves to me that all Genshin players share a singular brain cell. Except this guy. This guy lives in his own pocket dimension playing his own custom version of Genshin Impact. A story is a story even if you don't like how it's told. Alright, let me just Hey, welcome to our store. What game would you like to play today?
Yeah, I was looking at a more story-focused game. You know, something that would just let me experience a good tale while also offering good gameplay.
Perfect, perfect. I have just the game for you. Here.
Sir? This is a competitive fighting game.
Oh yeah, but the story is there. You just gotta watch all of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super to understand.
What? But I just wanted a story-driven game.
A story is a story even if you don't like how it's told, Anyways, there are more stupid comments under that video, but I value my time and energy, so I'll just let you guys go down there and either comment more stupid shit or argue against these idiots yourself. But be warned, These guys cannot read. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe for Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and Honkai Impact 3rd content, as well as more gacha games like Fate Grand Order and Aether Gazer content soon. And if you're feeling generous, you can support me on Patreon by following the links down below, and join our newly made Discord server to join the chats. With that being said, this was Imaginary Watcher, and I'll see you around.